There are many things you should be aware of before stepping foot into a bridal salon.
Who's my bride? Right here.
My name is Cynthia Delaperry. I am 31. I'm from Wauchula, Florida.
Customizing a gown will help achieve a bride's vision, but keep an open mind because sometimes a dress looks better on paper.
This dress was not the dress for her. She doesn't look happy.
I mean, out of this, from a 1 to 10, I'd give this like a 2.
I'm not afraid to tell someone how I feel.
Little girl, big opinion.
Falling in love with the first dress is very common. Unfortunately, so is choosing the wrong silhouette to flatter your body type.
Number 4. Cynthia and Madison. Alright, picture this. It's bridal appointment day for Cynthia Delaperry, a 31-year-old mom with her heart set on finding the perfect wedding dress. But this isn't your average dress shopping day. Cynthia's brought along her entourage, which includes her parents, sisters, and her ever-so-opinionated 8-year-old daughter, Madison. Now, Madison isn't just along for the ride. She's taken on the role of Cynthia's fashion guru, and boy, does she take her job seriously.
Who's my bride? Right here.
My name is Cynthia Delaperry. I am 31. I'm from Wauchula, Florida. Madison, she's my 8-year-old best friend. And I brought her because I value her opinion. For my dress, I want something lacy.
I don't really like that.
Just a little bit.
I'm not afraid to tell someone how I feel.
Little girl, big opinion.
Cynthia's dream dress vision? Something lacy and romantic. But Madison, with her love for all things sparkly and blingy, has other ideas. As soon as they step into the bridal boutique, Madison's eyes light up at the sight of the gowns. But she's on a mission. No lace allowed. The consultants pull out a stunning lace number for Cynthia, and she's smitten. It's elegant, it's timeless, it's not sparkly enough for Madison's taste. With the confidence only an 8-year-old can muster, Madison vetoes the dress, citing its lack of bling and its supposed big butt effect. Cynthia's left torn between her own desires and her daughter's fashion-forward instincts. Next up, Madison drives headfirst into a glittery, ruched concoction straight out of a fairy tale. But while Madison's eyes are sparkling, Cynthia's not convinced. The dress might be perfect for a princess-themed birthday party, but for her wedding, not so much.
I really like it.
Beautiful on you.
Yeah, it's my favorite out of all of them.
Has no blings.
I'm not gonna hate on a little girl for wanting some blings.
Okay, take a look.
Oh my God. Holy crap. Yes, I'm saying yes to this dress.
Little girls, well, they just want more bling. And I pray to God she doesn't outgrow it.
Finally, it's decision time. Despite Madison's protests, Cynthia slips into a vintage-inspired lace gown that feels like it was just made for her. And as she catches a glimpse of herself in the mirror, surrounded by her cheering entourage, she knows she's found the one. With a heartfelt yes to the dress, Cynthia embraces her daughter's input while staying true to herself. But the drama doesn't end there. Just as Cynthia's about to float out of the boutique on cloud 9, in walks Jolie for her dress fitting. And suddenly, Cynthia's swept back into the whirlwind of wedding preparations, her bridal bliss interrupted, but her excitement undimmed. In the end, Cynthia might have found her dream dress, but with Madison by her side, every step of the journey becomes an unforgettable adventure. After all, who needs lace when you've got a little sparkle in your life? Number 3. Egyptian bride Shireen. Meet Shireen, the stunning Egyptian beauty from Jersey who's on a mission to find the perfect wedding dress that'll make her feel like an Egyptian Barbie. With her sights set on a hot, smoky white gown, Shireen's determined to outshine even her own rock star-worthy yellow engagement dress, which she rented for a cool $2,500. Now, with a budget of $4,000 and high expectations, she's ready to up the ante. Enter Antonella, the newbie consultant fresh from Kleinfeld's alteration department. With her eye for detail and a knack for understanding what makes a dress truly special, she is just the woman for the job. Or so they hope. But as Shireen slips into the first gown Antonella pulls, it's clear this isn't the match made in bridal heaven they'd hoped for. The dress falls flat, failing to capture Shireen's vision of sultry elegance. And when Shireen steps out of her family's verdict, the reviews are less than glowing. Grandma's dress and no figure flattering magic are just a few of the critiques thrown their way.
This dress was not the dress for her. She doesn't look happy.
I mean, out of this, from a 1 to 10, I'd give this like a 2.
It doesn't show her figure as it is.
It just looked like a grandma dress.
It didn't go that way.
This dress is hideous. I feel bad for the designer, but it could be good for somebody else. When Antonella brings in the first couple dresses, I just knew that we were heading for disaster.
I definitely think Antonella can handle herself up here. I think Antonella can handle just about any situation she's put in.
Undeterred, Antonella soldiers on, presenting gown after gown, each one missing the mark in Shireen's eyes. Doubt starts to creep in as Shireen wonders if Antonella truly understands her vision. But just when all hope seems lost, dress number 5 catches Shireen's eye. It's a contender, but it's not quite there. Then comes dress number 6, and suddenly everything clicks. With bated breath, Shireen steps into the gown, and as she looks at her reflection, she knows she's found it. The dress is everything she'd hoped for and more. Simple, elegant, and utterly timeless. It may not be the snowy white showstopper she initially envisioned, but it's perfect in its own right. As Shireen says yes to the dress, she knows that while the journey may have been rocky, the destination was worth every twist and turn. And with Antonella by her side, she's confident that her big day will be everything she's ever dreamed of and more. After all, sometimes the most beautiful things comes in the most simplest packages. Number 2. Randy knows best. Randy, the wedding dress guru, has some sage advice for brides-to-be venturing into the wild world of bridal gown shopping. And trust me, you'll want to take notes because these tips could save you from a world of heartache. First up on Randy's list of must-knows, your budget. It might not sound glamorous, but knowing your financial limits before you set foot in a bridal store is crucial.
There are many things you should be aware of before stepping foot into a bridal salon. A bride's budget is one of the most important factors in picking the perfect dress. You should know your financial limits before you come into the salon. Inflating your budget and putting everyone on the spot.
Take Rachel, for example. She waltzed in with a whopping $10,000 budget, even though her mom, who was footing the bill, had a more modest $3,000 in mind. Disaster struck when Rachel fell head over heels for a jaw-dropping Panina Tournée creation priced at a cool $9,200. Cue the awkward silence as Rachel and her mom faced off over the price tag. In the end, they left the store empty-handed, and let's just say it wasn't the fairy tale ending they'd hoped for. But fear not, dear brides, for Randy's got more wisdom to share. Rule number 2, it's totally okay to fall in love with your first dress. Just ask Joanna, the Aussie bride-to-be in search of something romantic and flowy for her big day.
Falling in love with the first dress is very common. Unfortunately, so is choosing the wrong silhouette to flatter your body type. Some brides get frustrated if they can't find a sample gown that matches their vision. But if someone else is paying, make sure you decide on a number before your appointment. Customizing a gown will help achieve a bride's vision, but keep an open mind because sometimes a dress looks better on paper.
She slipped into a simple, fluffy confection of a gown and felt like she'd found her happily ever after. But her sisters and mom weren't convinced, urging her to explore other options before committing. Randy, however, saw right through the doubt. He knew that Joanna's heart belonged to the first dress, and sure enough, she came back for it and in the end, grinning from ear to ear. So there you have it, ladies. Know your budget, trust your instincts, and don't be afraid to say yes to the dress that steals your heart from the get-go. With Randy's words of wisdom guiding you, you'll be strutting down the aisle in style before you know it. Number 1. Southern Bride Laura. The age-old dilemma of balancing tradition with modernity, especially when it comes to wedding dress shopping. Laura finds herself caught in the crossfire between her conservative grandmother and mother-in-law-to-be, who are all about lace and modesty, and her own desire for something a little more modern and daring. Luckily, Randy and Lauren are on hand to dish out some invaluable advice for helping brides like Laura assert themselves, especially when navigating the tricky waters of Southern traditions and familial expectations. After all, in the South, respecting your elders is practically a religion.
Where's the bride?
Okay. I'm Laura Charles. I'm 21 years old, and I came from Heflin, Alabama to be here.
Who have you brought with you today?
This is my cousin Emily, and my cousin Sarah, my cousin Katie, my Aunt Emily,
My grandmother.
She's more old-fashioned where she wants to wear.
I'm sort of old-fashioned, you know, and I don't care too much for bare skin.
As Laura steps into the boutique with her entourage of opinionated matriarchs, it's clear that compromise will be key. The first dress they pull out, a relic from the fashion archives with its full sleeves and outdated silhouette, earns a collective laugh from the group. It's a no-go, much to Laura's relief. Next up, a sweetheart neckline gown that dares to bear a little more skin. It's a hit with everyone, well, almost everyone. Grandma shakes her head, deeming it too frou-frou for her taste. Laura's torn between pleasing her family and staying true to herself. But fear not, for the consultants have a trick up their sleeve. They pull out a dress that strikes the perfect balance between old-fashioned elegance and contemporary flair. And when they add the finishing touches, a delicate veil and some sparkling jewelry, magic happens. Even Grandma can't help but smile as Laura twirls in front of the mirror, radiating confidence and style.
You can open up your eyes now.
Oh my gosh.
It's good.
Good.
I like it.
One Steel Magnolia down, one to go.
It looks like you.
Scale 1 to 10.
12.
It makes me so happy that everybody agrees with my decision.
In the end, Laura learns that finding the perfect dress isn't just about pleasing others. It's about finding a gown that reflects her unique personality and makes her feel like the beautiful bride she is. With a little help from Randy, Lauren, and a dash of Southern charm, Laura emerges victorious, ready to walk down the aisle in style. That's all for this video, folks. See you next time.